Welcome to your higher consciousness. You have now ascended to your divine path. Feels good, right? Back to originality. Now, I see that it's different up here. Inhale. Exhale. As never-ending electromagnetic energy direct from the source, you now must decide what your role in the community is. You can join us, or you can allow the parasites inside of you to decompose your vessel. What's the matter? It's fair exchange. Babylon will devour all it can before itself destroy.
Peace, Islam, Hotep, Amen, Ra, Somoy B, Black Power, Ashe, power to the people. You now rocking with QP the Preacher. Yo, today in this video we gonna talk about how black people are dying all over the United States of America due to this coronavirus. More bio warfare. Make sure y'all hit that like button, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, make sure y'all share this video. Okay, now, I've told y'all on different times about these elite groups that's fighting for world domination. They fight against each other, but then they team up to fight against black people to make sure that we never rise to the level to retake the planet, to retake this planet called Earth. Alright, now look, I done told y'all about these elite groups. They've been fighting for world domination, the Anglo-Saxons and them, the Zionist Jews, the Chinese, right? Now, they fight against each other, but then they team up. They team up so they can fight us. And I'm not just talking about in America, I'm talking about all over the world. Like I told you before, during the civil rights era, when they killed Dr. King, when Malcolm X was killed as well, there were black leaders that were killed all over Africa, all over South America, and in Asia too. And they basically hunted us down. We had a freaking war with them, a global war that we don't even really speak about. But yeah, they fight against each other and they fight against us. So in my video, is coronavirus quarantine? Is this coronavirus quarantine the martial law? As well as my video, coronavirus overpopulation is a lie. Depopulation is to keep us controlled. I talk a little about the Anglo-Saxons and the Zionist Jews and Chinese elite. They all want population control. Now, I don't really know if the Americans mutated the coronavirus or the Chinese did, but it's pointing towards the Chinese. But either way, it still affects black people the most. Just like the Ebola ravaged African countries, the coronavirus is ravaging black communities. Now, we are dying faster than everyone else in the States right now. Alright, I want to tell you a little bit of stuff about China and the stats and whatnot, and the facts, and then we're going to get back into the blacks dying. So, on January 28, 2020, the beginning of this year, the end of the first month, a Harvard professor named Dr. Charles Leiber. He was the chair of the Harvard University's Chemistry and Chemical Biology Department. And two Chinese nationals, they was charged in connection with aiding the People's Republic of China. So basically, they was charged by the federal government of helping China. Dr. Leiber was charged by a criminal complaint with one count of making a materially false, fictitious, and fraudulent statement. So basically, he lied under investigation, right? But before I'm gonna continue, but this Dr. Charles Leiber, he is the chair of Harvard University's Chemistry and Chemical Biology Department, but he is a nanoscientist. Yang Kong Yi, 29, Chinese national, was charged in an indictment with one count of visa fraud, making false statements and acting as an agent of the foreign government and conspiracy. Yi is currently in China. Yi is a lieutenant of the People's Liberation Army, the armed forces of the People's Republic of China, and a member of the Chinese Communist Party. I'm gonna tell you what that means basically. So this person Yi, they was a student in Harvard University, right? And they had a visa as a student. The visa was forced though. The visa was falsified so that they could be there and they could act as a spy for the Chinese government because they're in the Chinese military. They're a lieutenant in the Chinese military. Alright? I'm gonna keep going. Zhuang Song Zing, 30, a Chinese national, was arrested on December 2019. So this is at the end of last year, basically the beginning of this year. And he was arrested at Boston's Logan International Airport and charged by a criminal complaint with attempting to smuggle 21 vials of biological research to China. Now when we get into the Chinese, this virus erupted in China in December. Okay, it didn't happen in January. It happened in December and possibly even the end of November. All right, so he was arrested. All right, on January 21st, he was indicted on one count of smuggling goods from the United States and one count of making false, fictitious, and fraudulent statements on the investigation. He has been detained since December. All three of them, they've been working together, gathering different type of knowledge and using their resources. Zhang was the one in charge of getting the coronavirus. I don't know if he manipulated it or not, or if it was manipulated in our lab, but I'm pretty sure we had something to do with it. They've been manipulating our genetics for how long, bro? But yeah, Yi was assessing American cyber and military infrastructures. Dr. Leiber was helping them to get visas. He was stealing technology and he was brainwashing students, different type of students, trying to get them over to basically work for the Chinese as well. He's a chair, not just work. He's the chair of the chemistry and biology department of Harvard. But a little background on Dr. Leiber, whatever, this doctor in China. In 2011, Leiber became a strategic scientist at Wuhan University of Technology, WT. This is in China. This is where the outbreak first started. And he was a contractual participant in China's 1,000 Talents Plan from about 2012 to 2017. I'm going to tell you what that is for a minute. All right? But I want you to just listen. Like, he became a strategic scientist in the university, and the university is in the main city of where this virus started, or when it's said to have started, right? So now this Chinese 1,000 Talents Plan, right? This plan is one of the most prominent Chinese talent recruit plans that is designed to attract, recruit, and cultivate high-level scientific talent in furtherance of China's scientific development, economic prosperity, and national security. So basically, like the America, we have the School of Americas where we go out and we train dictators to take over other countries. Is like that. Just like after World War II, where we got all these Nazi scientists, changed their identity and had them all work for NASA and NSA. Yeah, stuff like that. That's what the Chinese 1,000 Talent Plan is. Right? So in January 2013, he signed an agreement between Harvard and the Wuhan University of Technology in China. According to the affidavit from the feds, it stated the purpose of the agreement, which had a 5-year effective term, it was to carry out advanced research and development of nanowire-based lithium-ion batteries with high performance for electric vehicles. Like I'm telling you, his expertise is, he's in nanotechnology. That's his expertise as a scientist. But he is the chair of Harvard University of the chemistry and biological department. Think about this. So officials at the Wuhan University of Technology have not responded to any request for a comment on the agreement with Leiber, but it outlines just the kind of high-tech work that the U.S. prosecutors involved in efforts to investigate Chinese attempts to acquire advanced technology from U.S.-based researchers. This is alright. So look, they allege that the Chinese government has used such collaborations to improperly take advantage of the federal funding funded research enterprise and gain an edge in economic and military advances. But that's BS though. China technology is way above America. America got spies of their own. They be sending them different countries. They be stealing information. Every country on the planet got spies. They be sending them to other countries to steal information. This is why with the whole Black Panther movie, I'm telling y'all look at it as an action movie. It's not an action movie. It's a Bible. When freaking Killmonger says we have spies all over the world, we could do this right now. That's what you're not getting. The first prime minister of the country Ghana in Africa, Big Brother, most honorable Big Brother, and Kwame Nkrumah, he has spies all over the world. Okay, he has spies all over the world. This is our history. This is not a movie. Okay, this is our history. All right. And he would, they say, oh, that's wrong. Why are you spying on other people? No, this is how you get down. This is how business is, yo. The CIA's operation, so black people need to have their own CIA, the freaking BIA, Black Intelligence Agency. That's right. We gotta get down, bro. We gotta get down. If not, we gonna keep dying in this war. We don't really understand what's going on. We think we citizens of the United States of America because we could have a frappe and a cappuccino. We could drive a Benz. What Nas said, the rapper Nas, he said something like driving a Benz is a Nazi sled. If I find that rhyme, I'm gonna put it in this video for y'all.
Old German said I was a thug with a naughty head, looked at my Benz and called that a Nazi sled.
Boom. Back to business. These talent programs seek to lure Chinese overseas talent and foreign experts to bring their knowledge and experience to China and reward individuals for stealing proprietary information. Under the terms of Library's 3-year 1,000 talents contract, the Wuhan University of Technology paid Libra $50,000 per month. Living expenses up to 1 million Chinese yen, approximately $158,000 US dollars at a time. Damn, bro. And awarded him more than $1.5 million to establish a research lab at Wuhan University Technology. This is how they get you, bro. They give you money, give you a lab, and then they own all your research, and you can never leave them because you're a slave. But anyways, I'm not just talking about China. That's what everybody does. America does the same. Sheesh, man. In return, Libra was obligated to work for the Wuhan University not less than 9 months a year by declaring international cooperation projects, cultivating young teachers and PhD students, organizing international conferences, applying for patents, and publishing articles in the name of Wuhan University of Technology. Like I said, he was basically trying to brainwash or try to recruit students from Harvard University, other different type of university doing science projects. She's trying to recruit them for the Chinese. I think this is all spy shit. No, this is real shit. And you can find this article in the Department of Justice, and I'm gonna put the link in the description as well. Alright, so I mean, for me, it's looking like the USA manipulated this virus and the Chinese stole it, or the Chinese was helping the Americans mutate this virus, and then they stole it after they finished mutating it. It got out in China first, as much as we know, and then these three probably inadvertently or advertently brung it to the States. Because I said the Chinese want population controls too, and they don't fuck with us, man. Even though they might be making better deals than the Europeans in America and Africa right now, and in Jamaica, that don't mean nothing. They still don't fuck with us. They want to take over the world for themselves. But this is a black planet. We need to get our goddamn planet back. It's facts. But yeah, y'all got the backdrop, right? So I want to get back to black people dying. Okay, so check it. Now, black people dying in the Americas, right? We dying at a proportionally higher rate than everybody else. Now, before this whole thing, before the coronavirus really got big, what was happening in America, right? We was having problems, well, not us, the elite. They was having problems with Iran. It was bombing people in Iraq. Iran was bombing people in Iraq. USA was bombing people in Iraq, fighting against each other. Right? But it was this guy named Ramsey Younis who lives in Detroit. A black brother. He was starting this movement to put us back into the highlight of the United Nations, where we can actually have our own state or own states in America. And by states I mean countries and nations. where we can have our own state, a black state or black country in America because of our human rights being abused. And there were basically like these deals or these talks about Venezuela and Iran being able to give us money, basically like reparations, through their oil money, and having deals with them. And these are the same type of deals that we do with Israel because of what Hitler did to them. We didn't do nothing to the Jews in Israel, the Zionist Jews or the Jews, whatever. We didn't do nothing to them. But America pays Israel about $2 billion a year from reparations. And we didn't do nothing to them. Hitler did, but we pay them. So there were talks with Iran and Israel about paying us money from oil deals for reparations. It's basically world reparations through the United Nations, just like America pays Israel. But anyway, this was set to happen. The march was set to happen on March 23rd. Coronavirus hit, and we went in quarantine like a week or two before March 23rd happened. So that was just a backdrop, right? That was just before that. I just wanted y'all to know that, right? So look up Ramsey Younis, you know, look up that movement. And now, black people are dying at proportionally higher numbers in the United States of America. Why? Because we rising up. Our consciousness rising up. Our bank started rising up. We started doing that buy black, bank black. And now they gotta put us down. They gotta try to put us in their place. They put us in our place. Look. They go tell us, right, that black people is dying because we're more likely to die than other Americans because we have underlying health issues like diabetes and heart disease. That's what they go say. But where do these diseases come from? We was not dying in Africa like this, bro, before they came, bro. We was not dying in the Americas like this before they came, bro. Remember, they intentionally gave our native ancestors smallpox. Their diseases alone killed millions of melanated beings when they came out of the Caucasus Mountains. Their diseases killed millions when they came in contact with the people from the interior of Africa. Remember, they was dying from diseases during the Dark Ages in Europe. The rest of the world wasn't going through Dark Ages. In Europe, they was going through Dark Ages. They was going through disease. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It was the black Moors who had to come and re-educate them. Brought them medicine and herbs again. Remember, it was them who taught Hitler eugenics. Gave us syphilis and Tuskegee experiments. What they had us eating when we was in the African slave trade? Pig intestines? Pig guts? They got the world hooked on sugar and salt. Try to go a day without sugar. Try to go a day without salt. See how your body starts craving and you won't even realize, oh, I need a Snickers bar. You see that commercial, I'm hungry for a Snickers bar? You don't even realize that your body really starts craving these things, not because you like these things so much, but it's because of the portion of sugar and salt in that product that has you addicted. It's your fix. It's like crack, bro. Now we got diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, gout, hypertension, chronic kidney disease, obesity, asthma. Pumping high fructose products in our neighborhood like crack. Build expressways in the middle of thriving black communities through eminent domain. Pumping our communities full of pollution. Giving us GMO foods. They're gonna say blacks also are statistically more likely to live in poverty with less access to health insurance. Why are we living in poverty? Because after slavery, we had some of the most wealthiest, most prominent communities in America with high illiteracy rates, but still some of the most wealthiest neighborhoods over here, bro. Why are we living in poverty now? Why? Because they done burnt down our communities. Socially engineered us to believe in integration. So we don't keep that black dollar rotating in the black communities. They go say all this bullshit to us, but we know the truth. And if you didn't know the truth, now that you're watching this video, you know the truth. Look at us now, man. They started bio-warfare and chemical warfare, invented AIDS, mutated Ebola. Coronavirus is no different. It's no different. You don't believe me? Just break down the etymology of the words. Chemistry. Break down the word. Chem is chem or chem. That's what we called Egypt when we ruled there. It means blackness. Chem means blackness. What about history? History means the sum of knowledge regarding to a specific field. Put those two words together. Chemistry. Chemistry literally means the sum of knowledge regarding blackness. Chemistry means to study you, my cousins, my distant relatives. Chemistry means to study you. Wake up, my people. Why are they studying us? Study thy enemy. COVID-19, this mutated coronavirus was created to kill you. And it's working. Just like Ebola in Africa. But it's our fault too. Because we don't know we at war. We not prepared for war. We not working out. We not eating healthy. We too worried about these lattes and these cappuccinos. We letting their health system help us when we're the ones who invented healthcare, bro. Like, their science wouldn't even exist without us, but we go into their science to help us. Like, bro, that's like going. That's like going to your 2-year-old to diagnose you. Would you do that? Like, I mean, as a joke, baby, daddy's sick right now. What do you think? Feel my forehead? No, but that's a joke though. You wouldn't really do that to your 2-year-old. So why are we doing that in real life? Why we do that in actuality? Why we don't have black hospitals and black health clinics and black communities? Gotta think about this stuff, man. We gotta get it together. You know, these black stats and these people that, alright, so of the confirmed coronavirus cases whose race was reported in St. Louis County, 55% positive cases were black, while 36.6% were white. However, only 24.9% of this population is African American, while 68.2% of its population are white. In Chicago, African Americans make up 30% of the population, but 72% of the people who died from COVID-19 were black. In New York City, Latinos represent 34% of the people who have died of the coronavirus. They make up 29% of the population. Bro, do you see these misproportions? Yo, what do you... According to the health department, black people represent 28% of the deaths. This is still New York City. We represent 28% of the deaths, but we make up 22% of the population. You see this though, right? You listening to this? More than ever, now is more important that we start to build our own. Whatever you do, whatever. Whether you in art, you in technology, whether you in education or health, we need to start building our own. Building our own schools, our own health clinics, our own hospitals, our own banks. The coronavirus cases and related deaths soar in cities with significant black populations, including New Orleans, Detroit, New York. Civil rights groups, Democratic lawmakers, and White House have called on federal health officials to release racial data to ensure resources and information reach every community affected by the outbreak. Excuse me. But then again, we asking for help from the same system who enslaved us and who did this to us in the first place. The only way we gonna get out of this is if we do for self. They want black people to get vaccines now, so they can sterilize us, so they can shorten our life expectancy. Dr. Xavier already told us what we had to do. You do not understand what's happening? You think Ebola was... You think that was just an act of Mother Nature? Don't believe the history that they teach you. You need to study history for yourself. We were not dying by diseases before we went through. Before they came out of the Caucasus Mountains, we was not dying from diseases. Any mutation that would happen in our body, it happened to protect us from the environment that we were in. Say, for instance, the sickle cell. Sickle cell was meant to protect us from those mosquitoes that have malaria in those regions of Africa. We weren't dying from sickle cell in those regions of Africa. Now, because we lived there for thousands of years and we had that mutation, once we left those regions, we started to die. Because those regions, those mutations were for us to live in those regions. But we weren't dying from diseases. What about our life expectancy? They say the mortality rate, the birth mortality rate was extremely low before all these different health advances and technology advances. There weren't mass women dying from pregnancies in Africa and in America and in different parts of Asia. We weren't dying from women having pregnancies. If you read some of these colonists' diaries, they'll tell you that when they came to Africa, when they came to America, we was working, farming and whatnot. Women would have a baby, put the baby right on her back and continue to work. We weren't dying from pregnancies. Our mortality rate wasn't high. We were living to be ripe old ages. In the Bible and the Quran, it will tell you that these people live to be hundreds and hundreds of years. Those people are us, bro. Those are black people. We haven't lived that long, thousands of years, but we weren't dying at no 65, bro. But let me get back to this. Excuse me. So only a few states have released racial information, including Illinois, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, North Carolina. But data from these states show blacks are dying at a disproportionately higher rate compared to whites and other races or peoples. Of the 512 coronavirus-related deaths in Louisiana, about 360 or 70% were African American. Despite the fact that blacks comprise less than a third of the state population. In Michigan, the numbers were also bleak. African Americans account for 14% of the state's population, but 33% of COVID-19 cases and 40% of deaths. The study of chemistry. What is the study of chemistry? The study of chemistry is the study of blackness. It is the study of you. They study you in labs. I even showed you before that melatonin is worth more than gold, bro. Damn, I'm gonna put that in the video too. I can't remember the price, but it's worth like 10 times more than gold. So melanin, the thing that's in your body, the thing that makes your skin black, the thing that keeps you from burning in the sun, is worth more than gold. Reasons why they kill us and they steal our organs, bro. Alright, so, and now in China, get this, they amping up their racism toward black people, towards melanated people, the indigenous people of this area of the world, and the indigenous people of the planet Earth. Segregation. They not allowing black people to go in the stores now. They're saying because black people are dirty, we have this disease, yada yada. Now there were racist tensions in China before, but I think it's just interesting to note how Chinese help get this virus out to the world. Whether they helped invent it or not, they helped get this virus out to the world, right? And now the Chinese is being discriminatory toward black people. It's like they know that the disease was meant to attack black people, attack people with more melanin. Because the virus will kill everybody, but it's meant to attack people who have more melanin in their skin. And people that's not healthy, bro. You gotta eat right, you gotta work out, You gotta do what you're supposed to do. You can't be sitting around eating all these processed food all day, not eating no fruits and vegetables. And even while you in this quarantine, bro, you need to be working out. You need to be getting your jog on. So I do the apps, right? Like I've been delivering food and whatnot, like Uber Eats and DoorDash. So when I go to the white people neighborhoods, you know what I see? Everybody's jogging. Everybody's jogging. I mean, even I seen a guy walking his dog the other day, and he had a broken leg, bro. In the neighborhoods I'm talking about, there's only houses, there's no buildings, so his dog could have easily went to the yard and threw it in the yard. He could have cleaned it up, but nah, he had a broken leg and he was walking around. So black people, y'all don't have no goddamn excuse to be staying in a freaking house, getting fat, not working out. We at war. Prepare yourself. Like I said, man, we gotta own everything. It don't matter if they don't want to let us in their stores. We supposed to have our own stores. Well, we go die if we don't get Chinese food? We supposed to own everything. Health clinics. Black people being tested in these facilities from a system. It's not even people, because this is what I'm talking about. Like when I'm telling you this, like I'm telling you the history of the Europeans, but a certain group, a certain sect of Europeans, the Anglo-Saxons, they created this thing called white supremacy, and they engulfed that disease around the whole entire planet. So everybody's infected with the disease, whether you're black, Asian, Latino, it don't matter. Everybody's infected with the disease of white supremacy. And this disease, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. You partake in this disease. You spread this disease. You spread this virus. It's a system, and it affects people. So, even white supremacy is in the education system, and it promotes white supremacy, which is the death of black people, the death of the melanated race. So, in this health system, the doctors that's treating you, they don't have, if it's a white doctor, they don't have to necessarily hate black people. Right? That's what I want you to get. They don't have to hate black people. They can love black people. In fact, they can have black children. But guess what? They're in the health system, and the health system is run by a white supremacist agenda. So they will pump down these rules and regulations on how to deal with this coronavirus and these vaccines and whatnot that these doctors have to follow. Because these doctors are not like the doctors that you see on TV, like House, where he just comes in and he can tell you what the disease is and he can hear it like that. No. These doctors, they follow a certain set of rules and whatnot. Rules and regulations that's passed down to them. That's all they do. They look for certain symptoms and they diagnose you upon the rules and regulations that's basically sent down to them. So it don't matter if they like you or not. It don't matter if you black or not. They follow these rules and then they administer vaccines and different health procedures that's supposed to help you. But in reality, it doesn't help you because the whole entire healthcare system is under a white supremacy regime. It's under a white supremacy system. So the vaccines is meant to kill you anyway. Like you have to truly understand what white supremacy is and truly understand that all these systems, these institutions, and these industries were built through white supremacy. This is the only way you get out of this shit. You gotta build your own. It's the only way. It's the same thing about the police. All police aren't bad. I'm not gonna say that. If I say all police are bad, then I gotta say all black people are bad too. Because there be black people that be selling crack, black people that be busting up open their spouses' heads, right? Black people that be abusing and raping children. I can't say that all cops are bad. All cops are not bad. All police officers are not bad. But the police system in the United States of America started through slavery of your people. So because of that, I can never believe in, I will never think the police system in this country is right. The overseers of the plantations, the ones who will be riding on a horse with the shotgun and whatnot, looking over the slaves, those were the first police in this country. Our police systems in this country come from the overseers of plantations. So I can never fuck with that. every institution, every industry in this country was created through white supremacy. And most industries and institutions around the world created white supremacy because the Europeans conquered the world. So these Asians right now, I'm talking about the Chinese being discriminatory and whatnot, colorism, racism, those are weapons of white supremacy. But I'm gonna continue. Cause like I was saying, we need our own health clinics. Cause the health system don't matter. It don't matter if the doctors want to help us. It don't matter if the doctors love us. The health system is a tool of white supremacy. And we being tested in these facilities. We being tested in these tools of white supremacy. So we being tested in these facilities and we dying. It's not even for sure that we actually have this COVID-19. Once you go into the hospital, you admit it into the hospital, your loved ones can no longer see you. Why? Because the hospital is infected with the COVID-19. And now they don't want people to get sick so you can't come in. Now they give you all this kind of medicine. Who's to say that this medicine that they're giving you is not the thing that's killing you? Right? Who's to say that the procedures that they saying that's meant to keep you alive is not the procedures that's actually killing you? You don't know. The entire health system was created to fucking destroy you, bro. Tuskegee experiments, yo. AIDS and... Listen. Like I said, just do your research, study this. And this is not just, I'm not just pointing out problems. I've pointed out solutions. I've told y'all that y'all need to prepare for war because we in war. We're not in a war with white people or Asians or black people. We are in a war against white supremacy, even entities that you cannot even barely understand. But to get out of this war, we have to build our own institutions and our own industries to rival theirs. Our industries have to conquer their industries and lay their industries and institutions to waste. So instead of a white supremacy school, not even a black supremacy school, but you have to put it in a pro-black school. White supremacy is anti-nature. White supremacy is anti-earth. White supremacy at its core is anti-life. But check out my video The Plan. Check out my video The Plan Extended. I might make another Plan 3. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, working on a lot of stuff right now, but I do have a plan to save us, and I'm not just giving y'all problems. I'm updating y'all, and I want y'all to be aware of what's going on, because there's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe from it. Guns pop, kids get shot. But it's QB the Preacher. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.
Tested 1 2. Tested 1 2. We on? We on? You sure? Okay. Hey, this is the Resistance. We have food and water, and we have shelter. If you're out there, meet us out by the farthest creek when the sun sets to the east. But you be angry at yourselves for not cultivating a mindset to help our own people. Be angry that our ancestors didn't fight hard enough to keep us off of slave ships. Be angry at the traitors among our people that helped us get on slave ships. Be angry at what you didn't do for your communities. Be angry that you didn't feed your women and children. Be angry that you didn't cultivate the other mindset to build any business or economics to rise the people up. Be angry at that. Now be angry at white folks for taking over what you didn't want. Be angry that you couldn't protect it. And again, this is a Resistance. And we have food, water, shelter, and medical supplies.